with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear, on 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear, on 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Right now at noon, President Trump coming to the metro. What to expect when he arrives at the airport for a big transportation announcement. The great mask debate. Many cities in Georgia are mandating them, but are those orders enforceable? What happens if you get caught between your city's order and the governor's? Tax day in July. Our financial expert is answering your questions live for those waiting until the very last minute or longer to file. But first, at noon, breaking news in the July 4th killing of an 8-year-old girl. A teenager has now been charged in the death of Sequoia Turner. Atlanta police confirming 19-year-old Julian Conley is facing charges of murder and aggravated assault. His attorney says Conley plans to turn himself in at 4:30 this afternoon. Little Sequoia was fatally shot near the Wendy's where police killed Rayshard Brooks. We first spoke to Conley's attorney when he was still considered only a person of interest in Sequoia's case. He told us that while his client was there when shots were fired, he was not the one who shot and killed the little girl. The news coming as Sequoia's family and friends are saying a final goodbye. This is a live look inside New Calvary Missionary Baptist Church in Atlanta right now. Her private funeral service has been underway for about an hour. Most of those in attendance are dressed in white. We'll continue to stream it on 11alive.com and on our YouTube page. In just a few hours, President Donald Trump is expected to make a major announcement at the world's busiest airport. He has scheduled a 1-hour visit to stand in support of a transportation plan that could impact us all for decades to come. Nick Sturdivant is at the UPS distribution hub at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport with more.
The president is expected to arrive here this afternoon. He's promising that his new policy will help boost the economy by cutting through the red tape and regulations that he says delay expansion. He says the policy will allow more commercial trucking lanes to be added quicker along I-75 and other interstates, so commercial vehicles can ship more goods faster. From now on, huge infrastructure projects will no longer have to go through years of environmental impact studies. But environmental groups like Georgia Forest Watch say that the rollback of rules endangers national forests. According to a White House official, prior to the rule, it took an average of 7 years to permit a highway project in the U.S. Under the new rule, the process would be cut to under 2 years.
It can take more than 10 years just to get a permit to build a simple road, just a very simple road. It's big government at its absolute worst.
The president expected to arrive here just before 3 o'clock, and we'll have live coverage on the 11Alive News app and on the 11Alive.
And on the 11Alive website as well. This is developing. A man is shot and killed after getting into a fight with a woman at an apartment complex. Police say it happened overnight on Cameron Madison Alexander Boulevard in northwest Atlanta. They say the victim and woman were arguing when another man came up and shot him. At last check, police were still looking for the gunman.
All right, 12:03 is the current time. We are looking at a stray shower popping up this afternoon, and this is what you may see as you're out in your backyard practicing. All of a sudden, boom, showers open up, and you have to run inside. See the sun shining and the rain? Look at that. We're looking at 93 degrees for an afternoon high temperature today. Some isolated thunderstorms will pop up after about 2 or 3 o'clock. That one little stray shower developed right here, just about over the Cloverleaf, and then now it's just drifting further off to the north. Has been doing that pretty much all morning long. Still has some moderate rain associated with it between Silver City and Gainesville is where you're going to find that. Haven't seen any lightning strikes associated with it, but we do have this one isolated area of showers around. We'll see more of this pop up as we head through the afternoon. It's hot out here. Temperatures close to 90 degrees right now in Atlanta. You got 88 in Covington, also 88 over toward Duluth, 87 in Marietta, 85 up towards Blairsville. Here's your forecast. Again, 93 for your afternoon high. Those isolated showers will be with us right on through early evening. We'll drop down to 89 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. More on your full forecast coming up. Sheba, back to you.
All right, Chesley, now to the coronavirus pandemic. And here at 11Alive, it is our mission to bring you facts, not fear, including taking a deeper dive into the numbers to give you some perspective on this crisis. Georgia's new daily COVID cases jumping another 3,300 yesterday, bringing our total number since the pandemic began to 123,000. You can see that number. This is in the teal right here at the very end. More than 3,000 people in Georgia have died. Tuesday's numbers marking the 6th largest spike in cases since the state started tracking numbers. Now, Gwinnett County has had the highest number of COVID-19 cases since mid-June, the county adding nearly 200 new cases since Monday. A total of 187 people have died so far. Gwinnett is the state's second largest county with nearly 1 million people living there. In Fulton County, they're also seeing a sharp increase in its numbers since Monday, the county adding another 274 new cases with more than 11,000 infections so far. We have seen a number of cities pass mandates requiring masks, and we've seen your questions as well. Many want to know, is it enforceable? Should you follow the city's order or the governor's, which only recommends masks but doesn't require them? Hope Ford went to a legal expert for answers.
The governor's office called out Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, saying like all local mask mandates, Mayor Bottoms' order is unenforceable. And technically, no local government can pass a rule that's more restrictive than the governor's order. But Attorney Tom Salata questions if there's a conflict between the two orders.
I think the operative term is prohibit. Does the governor's office prohibit businesses from requiring people to wear masks? And it does not. And that's what the city of Atlanta is saying.
Kemp's order says masks are strongly encouraged outside of the home. And for restaurants, the order requires workers to wear face coverings. Salata says mandates passed by Bottoms and others simply doubles down and expands on Kemp's order.
The city of Atlanta believes that it's well in their right to pass an executive order or to issue an executive order regulating the use of masks in businesses in smaller groups.
Mayor Bottoms told us the ordinance is a backup and gives the city more power to enforce safety measures.
Especially in our airport and other city-owned facilities, to require that people wear a mask.
So far, Kemp hasn't overruled any of the mask mandates in the state, only saying mayors should follow his order and leave them to be voluntary.
So are city mask mandates legally enforceable? Salata says that's a gray area. You could get a ticket or a fine for not wearing one and then challenge it in court. But it's hard to know which way the court would rule since there's no precedent for competing executive orders on emergency issues like this one. Now, if every state adopts the same rules and everyone wears a mask, the director of the CDC says we could gain control of COVID-19 in just 8 weeks. The director, Robert Redfield, said that act alone could save the country $1 trillion by helping prevent stay-at-home orders. And he says there's already proof it works, citing a Missouri salon where 2 stylists were infected but wore masks and didn't pass it on to any of the 100+ clients they serviced. Redfield says until we have a vaccine available to the general public, masks are the most powerful weapon we have. We may be one step closer to finding a vaccine for the virus. There are promising new results from an experimental vaccine being tested at Emory University. Mara Siriani explains this is the first COVID-19 vaccine set for final testing.
Doctors at Emory have played a critical role in understanding and treating the virus. Now they say new research into a vaccine is showing promising results. Researchers at Emory University say after months of clinical trials, early results show the experimental vaccine they've been working on is safe and actually boosted the immune systems of volunteers. Researchers say no serious side effects were found. Additionally, the head investigator of Emory's vaccine treatment team says the timeline for receiving the results was quicker than expected.
As far as vaccine goes, this is an extremely speedy timeline. Once the sequencing of the vaccine was found, immediately Moderna, in collaboration with NIH, start working on the vaccine candidate. And basically, within 6 weeks, they actually had a vaccine that was ready to be given in humans.
And researchers say time will tell whether or not the vaccine will be deemed safe enough for the general public.
The state is teaming up with Piedmont Healthcare, all in an effort to add more hospital beds for COVID-19 patients. Governor Brian Kemp touring the new 16-story Marcus Tower at Piedmont's Atlanta campus yesterday. More than 60 beds will be available initially. We're told more can be added if needed. The Gwinnett County Fair is a no-go this year, and you can blame it on the pandemic. The fair was set for September as usual. And as I mentioned earlier, Gwinnett County has the most confirmed coronavirus cases in the state, nearing 12,000 cases. After a delayed deadline due to the pandemic, tax day is here, and we are checking in with our financial expert about filing, asking for an extension, and much, much more.
Act with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched.
Welcome back. It is 12:12 right now, and time is running out to file your taxes. The original filing date, April 15th, pushed back due to the coronavirus pandemic. And we know many of you have a lot of last-minute questions, especially today. So we brought in our financial expert, Andrew Poulos, to answer them for all of you. Welcome back to you, Andrew.
Welcome, Sheila.
So you joined us on Morning Rush this morning after we went live with you. The questions came pouring in. So we want to get to some of those questions that our folks had sent to us via text this morning. So the first one is, can I file for an extension today?
Yes, you actually need to file for an extension today, because today we've never had a tax deadline on July 15th, but just imagine this being April 15th. If you have not filed your taxes, you need to file an extension, or else you might be subjected to penalties for late filing. Therefore, you need to take action today by midnight.
By midnight. But people have until midnight to file
If you file electronically, if you're going to, for some reason, have to file a paper extension, obviously you don't have till midnight, because you need to get to the post office. And if you're filing a paper extension, which is Form 4868, make sure to send it out, if possible, certified mail, because if you don't have proof of delivery, you really don't have delivery if the IRS says they didn't get it.
All right, check the post office hours. Make sure you get there on time. Next question is, do I have to file by July 15th if I am due a refund?
Look, if you're due a refund and you file without an extension, you don't have any penalties, any late filing penalties, because you're due money back. But it's always best procedure to file an extension anyway, because something could be changed. You could have issues with the IRS subsequent to filing down the road, and possibly be subjected to penalties that way. So my policy is always file an extension, whether you expect a refund or whether you don't.
Because you never know.
Yes.
All right. Next one is, if someone dies and leaves you a life insurance policy, is that taxable?
No, life insurance policies, if you inherit a life insurance policy as a beneficiary, it's not taxable. Any interest you might earn on that policy until it's paid out to you would be taxable. But the general answer is no, it's tax-free money to you.
If I filed back in March online but have not received a refund, do I need to do anything else?
Wow, yeah, we've heard about this. There's folks who have filed online. Some have gotten their refunds, others have not. But if you have filed, I'm assuming this question is if they filed back online in March and they have not received their refund, IRS is back open and working. Their phone lines might be a little long as far as hold times, but I would encourage someone who has not received their refund to reach out and inquire about it. If you filed back in March or April your return, then you're all set for the year.
Yeah, this seems like an awful long time to wait for a refund here.
It is, but they're running behind, Sheba, and I've had situations where we've heard from our own clients who that we filed returns for them electronically back in March and April, and they still have not received refunds.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question for you, Andrew. Will they extend the weekly $600 federal unemployment benefit funds set to end at the end of July for all of those still laid off, still on furlough?
Yeah, great question, Sheba. Right now, there's nothing as of today indicating that it will be extended beyond July 31st. The last week of unemployment benefits, federal unemployment, the pandemic portion in Georgia, is scheduled to be paid July 25th. So unless Congress does something between now and the end of the month, that's basically scheduled to end. So that's where we're at right now. I suspect we might have some developing news probably the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, and our last question for you, will there be a second coronavirus stimulus payment?
Another great question. Look, it's really, in my opinion, it's based on what the economy does now and probably the next 4 to 6 weeks. If we start to see more shutdowns and businesses going back to where we were back in March and April of not being able to operate normally, then perhaps there might be a financial impact on the economy and we might see a second round of stimulus. But if anything happens, I would expect to see that along with unemployment linked together in some package coming out of Congress. But right now, there's nothing scheduled.
I mean, anything's possible at this point. We saw an extension of the PPE loan program, yes. Right?
We did, yes. So businesses, small businesses who have never applied or didn't get funded still have some time until the first week of August. Anything's possible, and that's why I keep on saying there's nothing today certain, but certainly in the coming weeks, I'm expecting to see some sort of legislation. Again, will the stimulus be the same amount if it passes? Will it be something different? Might it be benefits for unemployment, encouraging individuals to go back to work versus to be furloughed? There's a lot that's yet to be determined, but Congress, I've heard, is kind of trying to weigh their options.
Yeah, especially as we're seeing states go back to being locked down as coronavirus cases begin
That's
surging.
The big key is will we stay open or will states begin to be locked down? If they go back on lockdown and we're starting to get back to where we were 2 and 3 months ago, then yeah, I expect a second stimulus package to come out.
All right, so text your questions 404-885-7600 because financial expert Andrew Poulos will be back tonight answering your money questions, so send them on in. Thank you again, Andrew. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Chiba.
There's plenty of political talk on social media. Coming up, our Why Guy explains why social media influences elections.
It's prime time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Welcome back to the show. We are looking at some sunshine out there. Didn't always have it this morning. Between 7 and 8 o'clock, a nice little shower formed right here. It was coming down pretty good too. We got the sunshine back out, but that same shower is starting to drift further off to the north, and we'll see more of that pop up a little bit later on this afternoon. But you were fortunate. Well, at least your lawn was fortunate. Sheba likes when I say that. 89 degrees, your current temperature. Got a south-southeast breeze now at 5 miles per hour. This morning we had those winds out of the northeast and then eventually turned east, and now we got that southerly push, and that's going to help to allow that moisture to get back into the atmosphere. See those showers already starting to pop up right there? Down to the south, like bam, just like that. That's what we're going to see. And so at one point or another, you'll be outside, you'll see the sunshine, or maybe looking out the window, and then it starts to turn a little dark. You may get a quick shower or two. It'll be off and on as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Not everyone gets wet. It's very isolated, but we've been tracking this one as it continues to drift further off to the north. You can see it over towards parts of Forsyth County, also into Dawson County now, moving into Dawson County, parts of Hall County as well. No lightning strikes associated with it. Finally, it's starting to break up a little bit as it heads towards Murrayville. So we'll continue to watch that and more that pop up this afternoon. There will be a few lightning strikes with those that form after about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. Very heavy downpours associated with it, but we're not anticipating widespread severe weather. 93 degrees, your afternoon high temperature for today, giving it a 7 out of a possible 11 today on the whizometer. We haven't had an 11 for a while. And I suspect in the coming days we will not see an 11 because of that low level moisture around, because of the heating that we'll have those showers during the afternoon. Get used to it. You probably already are. We had a couple breaks earlier in the week, but now it's here to stay. Watching the high pressure back off to the west of us continue to shift over toward the east in the coming days. Also a stationary boundary down here to the south. Expecting that to break up as well. Either way, it's going to allow that moisture to come right on up in, and we'll see these afternoon diurnal thunderstorms popping up, meaning that once we have the daytime heating, that's when we'll start to see more of those thunderstorms around. And again, as I said, not expecting widespread severe weather at all today. Now, over the next couple of days as well, we'll be watching the heat index. You're going to notice those getting up close to 100 over the next couple of days, in fact, breaking 100. Once they get up to about 105, between 105 and 110, that's when heat advisories are issued. We're not worried about that for today. Here's our forecast track model. You can follow along with the time above my head. Let me get out of the way here. You can see where we have those isolated showers popping up. Some embedded thunderstorms will be here and there. Going to lose that threat once we lose the daytime heating. We'll do it again on Thursday with a few more clouds in the morning. I'm thinking partly sunny skies by the afternoon, a 30 to 40% chance for a scattered shower or thunderstorm during the afternoon. Do it again on Friday. Start off with a few clouds in the morning and then 20% chance for an isolated shower or two. 94 degrees for the high temperature. It continues as we head through the weekend with a little better chance as we head into next week as that moisture continues to build in our area. Sheba, back to you.
All right, Chesley, thank you. The popular app TikTok is under fire amid privacy concerns. It is among the social media sites that could play a major role in this year's elections. But why? Here's our why guy.
You go there for a laugh, but your search for an amusing video brings you to this.
Here's my prediction for the 2020 presidential election.
Even on the social media site TikTok, created for fun, there's plenty of political talk. While Facebook plans to let users opt out of political ads, you might run across a candidate streaming live video. It helps us explain why social media is having a major influence on this year's elections. These are unusual times, and the COVID-19 pandemic is a big part of that.
People are spending more time on their phones. Politicians are not going out in person so much. So these platforms enable campaigns to reach voters where they're spending time.
Michael Becerra studies social media's influence on politics.
All of these platforms allow politicians to connect directly to voters. They don't have to go through the media like they used to.
Potential voters use social media for political conversation. Becerra calls it non-electoral participation.
They don't directly decide who is president through voting, but they do indirectly influence the conversation.
Many of TikTok's users are too young to vote. That didn't stop some of them from trying to influence the attendance at a rally held by the president.
It can cause a ruckus, or it can be used to spread disinformation, but we don't know exactly what extent that will actually have on the electoral outcome.
While politicians sink most of their ad dollars into television, the research group eMarketer predicts the 2020 presidential candidates will spend more than $1 billion on digital ads for the first time ever.
My daughter loves TikTok. The newest streaming service, Peacock, going national today. The service hoping one key element can be the key in playing catch up with its established rivals.
extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear, on 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today, there's a new entry in the so-called streaming wars. NBC Universal is launching its Peacock streaming service nationwide. NBC's Mark Barger reports.
This is Peacock.
Peacock, baby! The newest streaming service is counting big on one word. Free. That's because the service from NBC News' parent company, NBC Universal, is ad-supported.
People have been conditioned to kind of question, is it really free? But it really is free.
It offers more than 13,000 hours of brand new, as well as vintage TV shows.
What? No, you are.
Plus classic movies, live news, and sports.
I think consumers are starting to question, how many of these different streaming services do I actually need to pay for?
Peacock's counting on that possible subscription fatigue as it battles established streaming rivals in an uncertain economy.
People can jump in, jump out, decide if they like it, decide if they don't, and they don't have to offer up a credit card.
But Peacock will offer 2 paid tiers with even more content at $4.99 with limited ads or $9.99 for none at all.
We're really looking at this through the lens of the consumer, and we think that this is a really great value.
The service will be available on most mobile devices and gaming systems, as well as many smart TVs. But not in the mix at launch are Roku and Amazon Fire TV, which combined reach 80 million homes.
It's a huge group of people that would be locked out from watching this service on the ideal screen in their house.
Peacock's working to resolve that issue as it eyes 2021 and the arrival of more original content, as well as The Office.
That's what she said.
And some events of the Tokyo Olympics.
We believe Peacock is the right product at the right time.
Consumers get to decide if that faith is well placed.
Very entertaining.
Thank you for watching 11Alive News at noon. I'm Sheba Russell. Take care.
Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
we are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear, on 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where